What's good, YouTube? It's Nas and me back with another video. Road to 800 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Utah Jazz. And as you all know, Jaren Jackson Jr. was traded there. And watching yesterday's game, I'm just looking at the future of this Utah Jazz team. And I just think there's no way they are not a play-in or, dare I say, a playoff team next season. And with this front court with Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri Markkanen, either Jusuf Nurkic or Walker Kessler, I do think when Walker Kessler returns from his injury, he will be in that placement. But just looking at it, it's just powerful. It's just tall. It's just, I don't even want to go on what I was about to say. But when you look at, obviously, the Utah Jazz, you look at a team that's obviously tanking this year. They're not hiding it at all. Like, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Lauri Markkanen completely went off in the first half. And then the second half, they played like 5 minutes and then they were done. They let the young players go out and they went out there and lost them that game. That's how I feel like this whole season is going to go for the Utah Jazz. They're going to let Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. get accustomed to fitting next to each other for some of the games, and then some of the games they will sit out. And it looks like all of these good players who got traded to these tanking teams this season are going to obviously follow the program and be ready next season for obviously a playoff or even a play-in push. And when you look at this Utah Jazz team, I really do believe in them. With Keyonte George, I already told y'all, you should already know how good I feel like Keyonte George actually is, but he will have to grow as a point guard, I feel like, in this lineup, because I do know Keyonte George can score the ball, but it's his playmaking aspect, which obviously concerns me a little bit. But you have Isaiah Collier coming off the bench, which he's one of the best playmakers in the league. People are learning now why, obviously, he was drafted by the Utah Jazz when they already had Keyonte George. They got that secondary playmaker, and possibly running Isaiah Collier and Keyonte George lineups, even though they don't really know how to play with each other yet, because Keyonte George, I feel like, is a combo guard, and Isaiah Collier is this true point guard, which Isaiah Collier needs to get his three-point shot better. But when you're looking at a player like his caliber, you're looking at Ace Bailey, who is going to play the shooting guard position for this team. He really doesn't have a choice. He wanted to be a shooting guard regardless, so he's finally getting that opportunity. And I do think Ace needs to get his obvious jump shot issues figured out. He's just missing wide open shots, and I do think he needs to get a more control over his handle, because it just can't be Keyonte George controlling the ball out there. You know, all the good teams have a two guard that can obviously go get you a bucket and obviously can handle. I do not think Ace Bailey's handle is a strong suit of his right now, and obviously this is only Ace Bailey's rookie year, so I'm not going to be too harsh on him. But when you're looking at this Utah Jazz team, a lot of the pressure is going to fall on Ace Bailey being that shooting guard. But when you're looking at Jaren Jackson Jr., I feel like his role is primary to playing defense and scoring the basketball in his post-ups, which he's going to have a matchup nightmare, because obviously you have to look out for Lauri Markkanen, who can score from all three perimeters. And when you're looking at Jaren Jackson Jr., like, the major criticism about him, and everybody talks about it, is his rebounding. And now you're pairing Jaren with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler, or even Jusuf Nurkic, and you're not asking him to rebound. You're asking him to play defense and probably run in transition and probably run some pick and roll, run some post-ups. Like, the first play of the game where Jaren Jackson Jr. scored his first points as a Utah Jazz, it was a designated post-up. So I feel like we are going to see more of Jaren Jackson Jr. looking like that over the next, obviously, last couple games of this season and throughout next season, when I do think, like I said earlier, the Jazz will make a playoff push. But I know a lot of people are getting on that the Jazz asked for, obviously, punting these games, and a lot of people are causing concerns because you're just noticing how Jaren Jackson Jr. and Lauri Markkanen went completely off in the first half and played like 5 minutes, and then they noticed the lead dwindle down because they were up 15 before they obviously were subbed out. And when you look at a team like the Utah Jazz potentially adding a top 4 pick in this loaded draft class, or top 5 even, because I was watching college basketball last night for the first time in weeks, and I'm like, oh my God, I understand why these teams are tanking. Maybe Adam Silver won't reward them for tanking, but I do think if the Utah Jazz come up with Darren Peterson in this draft, Ace Bailey gonna have to get your ass on the bench. I'm not gonna lie, Ace, you didn't even want to go to Utah. Ace, you thought you was gonna be a superstar. Nah, there's no chance in hell. Like, I'm starting Darren Peterson off the jump. Like, you don't got a choice. But when you're looking at this team, obviously, I do think there's not many flaws except for playmaking, and I do think Isaiah Collier makes up for that disparity when he subs into the game, because he will find you. He is not looking for a shot. I do think Keontae George is a shot hunter sometimes, which I don't think he puts playmaking first, which I do think Keontae George will be getting better at, because every single season, I feel like, or not even every single season, over these last 2 seasons, I feel like Keontae George has improved his aspect of his game. Yeah, like, I do think his playmaking got better. Obviously, it's still some turnovers, some stupid turnovers, but at the same time, he's not making the same mistakes that he made his rookie year when he led the league in turnovers, his second year when he was obviously in the top 3 for turnovers. So when you look at Keontae George, you look at Lauri Markkanen, like, I didn't even talk about how great Lauri Markkanen is, because when you look at Lauri Markkanen, he's one of the best off-ball players in the league, if not the best. Like, I would say he is the best off-ball player. Maybe y'all could tell me another one, but Lauri Markkanen playing this season, he's obviously been sitting out some games because there's not really the play for it, or he has been injured some of the time, but he's played 39 games and he's on pace to play more games than he played last season. And Lauri is averaging a career high 27 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 36.5% from the 3. So pairing him alongside Jaren Jackson Jr., where he doesn't have to worry about the defensive position. Like, he's back to the small forward position where he was playing in Cleveland, where he played some great basketball, where he rejuvenized his career. And again, when the Utah Jazz had John Collins and Walker Kessler, when Lauri made his first All-Star appearance, he was playing that small forward position. So him going back to the small forward position, maybe you have some worries on the defensive side of the ball, but that's, again, when you put Jaren Jackson Jr. in that position to succeed. I do think Cody Williams has showed some improvement. I don't think he's the worst player in the league anymore like he was last season in his rookie season. Like, I do think some of the talent has to be fully shown for this Utah Jazz team to come full potential. And when you look at Utah, I can't see why I wouldn't root for them. I was rooting for them before this trade. I'm not gonna lie to you. My favorite color is purple, so I love the Utah Jazz colors. But I'm interested to see, besides the jerseys, how this team obviously plays out, because obviously, I wouldn't expect y'all to pay attention to the Utah Jazz this season. I wouldn't expect anybody to pay attention to the Utah Jazz this season, because they're punting the season. But at the same time, I do think the moves that they've made and the minutes that they do play before, obviously, they sub in their young guys to blow the game. Like, I do think we should pay attention to that, and that could be a future outcome for what we're going to see next season. But y'all can let me know down below how y'all feel about the Utah Jazz down below. Let me know how y'all feel about the addition of Jaren Jackson Jr. And yeah, y'all let me know, do y'all think that they will be a playoff team next season? Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And there's a video right here. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it if you like this one. And the channel icon's right there if you want to just check out the channel in general. And yeah, leave a like too, because it really helps the algorithm push me out. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching this video nonetheless.